Wow. I mean, it's probably going to be something that I'm sitting there going, well, that came out of left field. But look, I think Miami has to make an offer. I just don't see how they don't, because this is a guy who could put them over the top. Dallas has to be another team. Look, I know that Jerry Jones says that he's happy with both Tony Pollard as a starter and the depth that they have behind it. There's just no way you can look at that and go, look, considering philosophically what Mike McCarthy has said that they want to be this year, that you're okay with the makeup of the running backs that you have on that roster. There's just no way. Jonathan Taylor has to be someone who's being considered there. And I think lastly, look, we just saw the highlights there of Buffalo. Think about Jonathan Taylor in Buffalo in a 12 personnel centric type of running game where Sean McDermott is sitting there thinking, look, we want to pound this ball a little bit with a guy like Jonathan Taylor who can also rip you for 80. Man, that takes them to a whole nother level.
I agree with those teams. The sleeper I would add is the Baltimore Ravens. With the skill players that they have on the outside and Todd Monken is their offensive coordinator, Baltimore should absolutely make that call.
J.K. Dobbins is like, dude, I just want a contract, and now you're trying to get me a backfield mate and Jonathan Taylor. I got to figure, though, Lewis, the Bills are thinking to themselves, if we can't stop Jonathan Taylor, remember that 5-touchdown game?
Yeah.
We might as well find a way to trade for him. After being given permission to seek a trade earlier this week, 2 teams have made offers to the Colts for running back Jonathan Taylor. That according to our Stephen Holder. And look at this deadline that Adam Schefter referenced. They've given him until Tuesday to find a suitable trade offer.
6 days.
6 teams have inquired, as I mentioned. So we've got, well, that's right, 6 days from right now would be Tuesday. All right, so Lewis, if you are Indianapolis, how should you handle this right now?
Look, man, I'm kind of dumbfounded that we're at this point with a guy of this caliber, okay? And not just a player, a man of this caliber, all right? I don't know how many other ways to say it. I'm a big-time Jonathan Taylor supporter. And someone who was a workhorse, an absolute workhorse. He could do anything you needed him to do. They stole him in the second round, absolutely stole him from the rest of the NFL. And now, because of the way the running back market is trending, and believe me, I get it from a business perspective. I know how GMs are thinking about the running back position, and I know history says they are well within their right to think about it in that way. But this guy's an exception. And I have a feeling if he gets out of Indianapolis and Indy is able to strike a deal with someone, they're going to be sitting there going, yep, he's exactly what we thought he was. A damn good player that's going to take another team and put him over the top.
I agree with everything that Lewis said. It's weird that organizations have gotten to the point where they're like, we'll become worse when this person leaves our building, and that's okay. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not nearly smart enough to understand all the ins and outs of the financial part of it. Not only because he's such a great player in person, to Lewis's point, not only is someone, if they do strike a deal, going to become a much better football team, I think the Colts immediately become lesser, and also the how good can Anthony Richardson be maybe right now is certainly hindered and or put a question mark on it.
You know, I understand the economics of paying a running back. There's plenty of evidence that suggests it may not be the best course of action for a team. I do wonder, though, right now, what the locker room is feeling, because you guys have talked so glowingly about Jonathan Taylor. There's probably some young players in that locker room saying, if that guy can't get paid, then what can I do? How can I ever get paid if JT can't get his money?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.